Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we're back with our Thursday team, the Mauler team. So as you can see, we have almost 20,000 diamonds. We'll go ahead and we'll get into our Elite Soul Stones. And I waited till the new event came out because right there we have a Mauler, we have a Light Bear. So that is going to count for 2 of the 4 heroes that we need to get the new Tassie skin. We'll go ahead and use our rare ones as well. Getting a lot of fodder. And there we did get 2 Maulers, which is awesome. 2 more Maulers for the Mauler team. And 2 more light bears, which will help that team as well when we get to the faction towers. So let's go ahead. We do get another copy of the Spider Queen, a copy of Hogan up there. So again, we have 2 of the 4 that we need. Making sure our Mauler team, I think I'm going to keep it the same. K-Sauce is going to be the one that we're focusing on next. Skarath, I would still love to see, but we've only pulled, I think, 1 copy of him at this point. So we do need a lot more copies, and we're going to be focusing on K-Sauce. So hopefully we can pull 1 or 2 more copies of them. That way we can build them. I want to see the life leech ability versus having Nimisu with the totems, see what the big difference is. Here we pulled a lot of rares. That is 6 rare cards right there. But hopefully 1 or 2 elites, which we got our first one right here. It is a copy of Brutus. Okay. He will be a hero that we'll probably build in the future. Right now, we might use copies of him for food. I know a lot of people love him, and he is a good hero, but he has a tendency to fall off. Signature item isn't the greatest, especially when you get it up higher. I've built him before and used him before, so I don't want to go ahead and just build him again because I've already seen him, and we do know that he drops off when he starts getting an end game. And we're already in Chapter 22. Look at the rares. Wow, that was 8 of 10 was rare cards. Another elite card here, which hopefully it's a Mauler. Copy of Rowan. That is very nice. I believe Rowan is already pretty high on this account, like most of the accounts. A couple more rare there, another 5 for 10. So we're getting really lucky with the rare pulls. And we do have a lot of summons. So last Thursday I did the summons. We used all of our gems, all of our scrolls, all of our diamonds. And another elite there, which hopefully it's a Mauler. It is Aziz. Very, very cool. Do love the Celestials and the Hypogens. Not using them on these accounts yet. I might start swapping them in for the events because he is super, super useful trying to cancel alts in a lot of events. So in the future, we might start incorporating those in, but we are not incorporating other factions. We are still going to keep them faction specific. So a couple more heroes there. Hopefully we have 1 or 2 good pulls because we're not seeing that many elites, even though we're getting a lot of fodder. And here we have a triple pull. Look at that, a triple. And it is Odin. Look at that. He is super powerful. I am trying to build him on my Graveborn account. Haven't had the luck yet. Make sure this is where you hit the Facebook app button. As you can see, I don't have the Facebook app installed. I still do get credit for the first stage of the Tassie. So the number 1 stage, the 1 of Tassie. As long as you hit it 5 times, you'll get credit, which we'll go over. And double Nara. Oh my goodness, that is an awesome. I wish it was the Graveborn account. 3 Graveborns and 1 pull with a double Nara. Absolutely phenomenal. We do have a card on the table here. Look, we got 20 more red chests. We are so close to a level 30 signature item here. We get a copy of Nimisu. I believe I already have him at 1 star, so I'm actually going to probably hold on to the copy of him just because I'm not sure if we're going to take him any higher. We might need his fodder in the future. We'll go ahead and collect up our chest. Not only did we get our 3 weekly scrolls, as we get our faction reroll for our gear and a couple more rares there. I was hoping for another elite from those scrolls. So we did a ton of summons, and in total we pulled all 4 faction cards. We should be able to get them all the way up. Got another elite stone there, so a ton of, which copy of Kaz, so there is our Wilder. A ton for the event, so let's take a quick look at it. As you can see, we have 5 bushes there. Quest 1 is completed. That was where I used Odin to use my summoning for my Facebook share. So we got that one out of the way, and then we got a Light Bear, which we got Hogan, we got Rowan, we got a couple heroes there. Got that one done, which was nice. Got Maulers, pulled Nimisu, got copy of Brutus, Wilders, we got Kaz. So those are all done. Last ones that I have left there. And of course, we get a couple more chests. I've been using the chests for gold emblems just because I know I'm kind of stuck at the team. So we get another copy of the Spider Queen there. We get a copy of Nimisu. So let's see who we can build. I know at this point, Warek is definitely going to be in. He does a ton of damage if you haven't seen him, and his SI is only +10. Nimisu, we're going to hold off on. K-Sauce, I want to build in the future. Antandra, maybe far down the road in the future. I would love to see Skarath actually test him up. Brutus, we're probably not going to be building at all. Very situational on this account. So I think at this point, I'm just going to save the copies because I'm not sure if we're going to need that extra copy of Nimisu for anything. But we do need more copies of K-Sauce so we can actually get him up. In Warek, I have 112,000 Challenger tokens. I don't have 150 to buy Warek yet, or I would be able to get him to Ascended. We just need one copy of him. Unfortunately, we didn't pull him, but I'm going to go ahead and get Golas up here. We'll get him to Legendary Plus. If you're not planning on taking a hero above all the way to Ascended, do not get them till Legendary Plus, or do not move them past Legendary Plus, because they can be food. Once they hit Mythic, then you can't degrade them or can't use them as food anymore. Just a little thought there. So let's go ahead and look. So signature items, we have enough to get her to 29. So we are so close. I am doing all red chests on all 4 faction accounts in the, I think it's a Verdant Garden or something similar to that. So I'm going to go ahead and get all red chests from the event. Here is our faction scroll, which we got it. Look at that for the boots. We got a pair of Mauler boots now. So I believe we do have some T1 stones as well. We'll go ahead and use those up. Get the hit points a lot higher, attack a lot higher. So doubled the attack, a lot more dodge. Big thing with the boots is the haste. Increasing Sophia's haste will increase her energy regen because she's attacking quicker. I believe we do have a couple stones here, so we'll go ahead and use a T1 stone on these boots. The only reason I'm sticking with faction gear like the boots is because we have the option later down the road to change it with faction scrolls. Nimisu is going to stay, so we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at Warek. Warek is the one we've been building, trying to get his survivability up. So let's go ahead and look. 163. These are what I pulled out of those chests we just got. If you haven't used the code, it's Happy B Day 0409. I believe that is the code. So you can get the 5 free chests. I pulled, like I said, all of the gold emblems out of there. Amplifying emblems that I'm using to get him up. So we almost got him to plus 20, which is where we want him to be. Now he is only level 200. With that being said, with the resonating crystal, we're going to go ahead and level up Rowan because he is our 5th hero that we actually have leveled up. So healthy supplies will go up. Like I said, Rowan's already ascended and we just pulled another copy of him. Not sure if we can get him ascended plus some stars, but that takes Rowan to 220. In turn, that takes Warek to 220. So adding 20 more levels to Warek will make a monster difference, not only in his attack, but in his defense. And that's exactly why we wanted to get him to 20. I believe at this point, all heroes on all faction accounts are level 220 or higher. I know we have, I think, one on 240, but 220 or higher. So let's go ahead and run through our campaign, see how the progression is. 22-2 was the stage that we were stuck at last time. With this stage, look at Warek. So we got him to 220. By this time, every other time, which he just died there, he's usually dead long before that. Oh, and look at that. Sophia just absolutely destroyed right there. We're going to go ahead and check out the damage, check out the healing, check out the shielding. So if you look, yeah, Warek went down pretty quick there, but almost 3.5 million from Sophia, which is why we built her. Super powerful, especially when she gets her signature item plus 30. Absolutely monster to deal with. Not only does she buff, as you can see, Warek's in the back line here. So he's doing a lot more damage in the back line, combined with Nimisu, which, again, his healing is so low. I like the totems for the distract. Good idea behind him, but even look at his healing here. 300k, Warek did 178, 121. And what's going on, Madi? Big shout out. Always watching the channel. His healing there, if we swapped in K-Sauce with Life Leech, we'd give Life Leech to the entire team. He doesn't seem to be healing very much, so I think it's going to be at this point, especially with K-Sauce, focusing on getting his signature item up and getting him to Ascended. So I think at this point, Nimisu, we might just kind of pause him right now to see what we can do with K-Sauce, essentially. So even there, we got a win, so we're on 22-4 now. Even there, he's doing just a little more healing than Warek with the life leech. And Warek's life leech is really, really low, where K-Sauce brings life leech to the entire team, and he brings bonus life leech to the Maulers. So Namisu was a hero that I have never used or never seen really anyone use. And even looking now, I probably wouldn't recommend building him. And look at Warek now. Warek at 220, he's getting up to 3 teddy bears. He's getting his shields. He's finally doing what we wanted him to, and that is not die in 12 seconds. So very, very cool to see him. So we continue our climb here, 22-6. Got a whole bunch of Wilders and 1 Graveborn here. And the totems, even that he puts up from his signature item. So if you see, he actually drops totems right in the middle. A defensive totem and a healing totem. They die super quick. I know if his signature item was up a little bit higher, they would increase the health. But usually one shot, the totem's down. So it doesn't really do anything short of taking one shot. 3.4 million there from Verk. And Verk, again, only has a +10 signature item. So if he was much higher like Sophia, he would be doing a ton more damage. And I love his little poison bio bomb. As you can see, it's right there on Lucius, which takes him down. And again, we got the 3 teddy bears up on Warek, and he survives the battle, which again, that's what we've been looking for. We've been building Almas. We've been building all of our off tanks and all the different accounts, working on Thorin, working on Warek, really developing the off tanks, and that gives the backline the ability to do damage the entire campaign stage versus dying really, really quick. If you haven't seen the power of Sophia, not only does her ult, the Falling Sun ability that she's powering up right there, just absolutely destroy campaign stages, her static field does super, super high damage for anyone it's on. 2 million there, 2 million from Verk, just like they should be. Almost 1 million from Scrag alone. So definitely loving the Mauler team. Even though no one plays Maulers, even on my PvP team, I have 0 Maulers in the PvP team. Here, Scrag goes down really, really quick. But look, Warek was still up. So he is getting to the point. I think once he hits 240, gets his last passive ability, and gets a signature item to +20, I think he's going to be a real difficult hero to deal with because of his shield and his immunity. Very, very cool to see. 22-10. Dealing with Brutus, I have to put Scrag on him because Scrag takes less damage. So it makes sense to put him on there, and Scrag just runs over, as you can see, the line. Unfortunately, went down there. But look at the totem behind Isabella. If you noticed, it just took Isabella to almost 0 hit points just from the totem mixed with the static field that Sophia puts on the forwardmost unit. Very, very cool combination. Verk actually hits multiple targets. If you've seen right there, it actually goes, it went right through Estrilda, hit Pharrell in the back because his bullets actually go through multiple targets, which again is pretty cool. So we finished that stage. As we went over with most of the campaign stages, which 2 million there, 1.5 from Verk, 3 losses is when we stop the campaign push. So we can lose 1, we can lose 2. Not until we hit our 3rd campaign loss do we actually stop the push. As we're getting further, we're in chapter 22 now. It takes a lot more, and sometimes it takes changing up the team dynamic to really get the stage done. So that's why we went to our 3 losses. And thank you to the viewers. They're the ones who suggested doing the 3 losses versus doing 3 and they're out. So definitely a good change. As we look at 22-12 here, again, dealing with Brutus, I put Scrag on him because Scrag has the damage mitigation. So he's not taking as much damage from Brutus. And he has the ability to push the back line, which makes a difference for Verk because Verk can actually Vile Bomb an AoE, which is very, very cool. Or Sophia, if the targets are all stacked up, her Falling Sun ability will actually hit multiple targets. So this is going to be a close one here. We have 2 enemies, but Falling Sun went off. Got him. That's where Sophia can clutch and do so much damage in such a short amount of time. 3.5 from Verk. So Verk was pulling his damage there. His ult does a ton of damage and it hits a ton of targets. That's the reason he can scale his damage so quick. And as his signature item gets to +20 and +30, just does more and more damage per bolt, which again is absolutely crazy with the amount of damage that it can do. And I love too, as you've seen right there, when he does his ult, he actually drops right to the back of the allied side to run up and down. So if by chance he gets pulled, let's say by Nara or anyone else onto the enemy side, he'll actually use his ult and go back to the far side of the allied side and start doing his ult. So he'll actually rev up like the Roadrunner and cruise on back there. And I think it's funny to see Scrag actually go backwards with some of the campaign stages. But again, look at Warek. He is surviving, and that is what we've been looking for. So Warek might be the unsung hero that a lot of people use. And if you've noticed lately, a lot of people are using Warek for his defense reduction in the Twisted Essence bosses. So we've seen a lot of Estrilda coming out of there, we've seen a lot of Baden coming out of there, and we've seen a lot of Warek coming out of there for his defense reduction. So a combination of those three heroes. And again, look at Verk. Just absolutely destroying the entire field there, which this might be a defeat at this point. Yep. That's okay, though. That's only one defeat on the stage, 22-15. So at this point, we're already 13 stages in. Sylvana goes right on Nemitsu, which with the banish on Sophia is really tough because they are just completely nerfing her energy regen with the banish. But again, look at Verk. Just dominated the entire field. Let's check his damage out on that. That had to be a ton. 2.8 million. Wow, so he did over double what Sophia did, just absolutely destroying targets with that ultimate ability. Very, very cool. And he regenerates a lot of energy. If you watch him in this battle, 22-16. So when he shoots, boom, plus 40 energy, throws his vial, which is an AoE vial, vanishes. And look at the plus 40, plus 40, plus 40. So not only is he gaining energy from his regular attacks, he's getting the plus 40 energy from his abilities. So that's what makes him really so powerful. And that's why you see him ult so quickly when we get into battles. Even there, 2.67, so he is just a monster, especially once we get his signature item up. He's just going to be doing that much more damage because I believe it does 60% or 70%. I'm not 100% sure. For the ultimate, but then every level, so his plus 20 does 10% more damage. I think his plus 70, and then his 30% is even more damage. So gradually just increases his damage. Again, another defeat on that stage. If Verk can stay alive with the amount of damage he's doing, let's swap Warek to the bottom. And here again, finally, Warek is not dying. He did go down there, but it took quite a few hits. It looks like Verk went down there. Boom! Look at the ult from Sophia, just killed everybody. Absolutely 2.56 million. That ability is so cool, especially with Scrag just putting everyone together. Grouping everyone up right in the back. Not only that, is when she uses the scatter bolt, which is her bigger bolt, it stuns the primary target and it breaks off into 2 additional pieces and hits 2 other targets. So it's a very, very cool ability. That's why, by far, Sophia and Scrag are probably the 2 best Maulers. Unfortunately, that's another defeat on this stage, which right now we're on 22-18, so we're 16 stages into Chapter 22 that we've already pushed for today. So very, very cool on the progression front. And look at that. Scrag with the static field just going right through, but looks like we're taking a little too much damage on this, so it's going to be another defeat here. Hopefully this isn't going to be the final one. I think the Mauler team has a little bit more push in them. We'll go ahead and swap it up. Hopefully Savius doesn't kill Warek really quick, which that's 3 hits. Yep, he did go down there, but it's okay because we got the ultimate going off plus Verk's ultimate. The combination of both of those, we got it. Look at that. Figured they had a little bit more in there. So let's look at that one. So 1.27, 4.6 million from Sophia, 3-star. Wow, that is a ton of damage. Cannot wait to get her signature item plus 30. Once she reaches full power with her plus 30 signature item, her regular attacks go to scatter bolts, which are crazy because the scatter bolts stun and break off and hit other targets. So once we hit plus 30, which I'm hoping one good summon out of the new event will give us the plus 30. We only need 50 chests, or a little less than 50 right now. 3.4 million on that one, so definitely very, very cool to see. Brings us to 22-20, so 18 stages as our push today. Warek in the bottom dealing with Hogan, but again, Warek is surviving. Got 2 teddy bears, 3 teddy bears up, so his life leech is going. Wow, and they went down really quick. It was looking good. First defeat on that one, and then we went down really quick, it seemed. Let's go ahead and swap these. Let's see how Estrelda does against Warek in the top. Taking a lot of damage from Belinda there, which Warek went down pretty easy. It looks like Screg's going to go down pretty easy, but we might be able to get it with the ultimate. Ooh, this is going to be close. And look how much damage Tassie does. That's crazy. Got another alt. And, try to get her off. Oh, she killed him. The amount of damage that Tassie does. So that's our second defeat is very, very tough. We could have had that one. But that was really, really close. And look, we just got demolished on this one. So this is our third defeat, and that will conclude it for the Mauler team. So we pushed, 17, 18 stages. We are on 22-2. Clicked up our loot here. Let me know in the comments what you think. Warek is finally 220, finally living, which is very, very good. Very cool to see the Mauler team with the push. And as always, thank you for watching.